French troops will begin to withdraw from Niger this week after 2 months standoff between Paris and the junta. It comes a week after France's ambassador to Niamey returned to Paris following pressure from the coup leaders. This has left Niger to be vulnerable to attacks by insurgents. Countries such as Burkina Faso and Mali have announced that they will support Niger. Let's get the latest from SABC News correspondent Ajeck Mangunt in Abuja, Nigeria. Ajeck, good afternoon. Any reaction from ECOWAS on the withdrawal of the French troops in Niger as we speak? Ajeck?
France has said that its troops would be withdrawn from Niger following the deterioration of relationship between the country's military since they took over power in July. At first, they were determined to remain in the country, saying that they recognize the democratically elected president, that's Mohamed Bazoum, who was overthrown. But France has now come out to say that they are not going to be held hostage by the military, and so they're going to start withdrawing their troops within this week, and the withdrawal of the troops would be complete by the end of the year. But we do await to hear reactions, from regional blocs in terms of the move by France to withdraw its troops, because the relationship between the Niger and the military, the Niger and France has deteriorated since the coup in July.
Ajeck, thank you for that, because there's also been some sporadic attacks in the Sahel region. These attacks are related to the security instability within the region. I wonder if you could speak to what the impact of these attacks have been for the region at large.
Well, the security situation has deteriorated in the country since the junta took over power from President Bazoum. Just this week, 29 soldiers were killed in an ambush by terrorists who have been operating in the country. And that was one of the reasons that the junta gave for overthrowing the government of President Bazoum and also expelling France from Niger, because they believe that France has not done much to address the growing insecurity in the country. And so since the coup, we've seen attacks around the country, especially in in communities that border neighboring countries like Mali and Burkina Faso, who are also facing insurgency linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and the ripple effect of that insurgency has led to the displacement of millions of people who are in need of humanitarian assistance, and it has led a lot of them into poverty. And looking at the sanctions that ECOWAS has imposed on the military junta to try and get them to return power to President Bazoum, the impact is even felt more now, because the cost of living has increased, the cost of food has gone up, and electricity, and so this has really impacted the ordinary Nigerian, because the ECOWAS is trying to ensure that the military returns power democratically. The military junta has said that it is going to restore constitutional order within 3 years, but ECOWAS has said that a 9-month period would be more acceptable. But as it is, a lot of people in Niger are feeling the impact of this crisis, and there are fears that with the withdrawal of troops from Niger, which was the last ally of France in the fight against insurgency, there would be a gap, and the Islamist militants would have a free hand in attacking more people and displacing more people in the country.
Ajeck, just as we wrap up, there's been reports of an attempted coup in Guinea. Has there been any updates on that front?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I was saying that there have been reports about an attempted coup in Guinea. Have you got any updates on that front, perhaps as we're speaking right now?
Well, we've seen, anti-French sentiments within the French West Africa region. We've seen Mali in the last few years. We've seen in Burkina Faso as well. And of course, in Central Africa, there was a coup in Gabon. And so French anti-sentiment has been growing within the region, where the former colonies are saying that they do not want France to interfere in their affairs, and they're telling the French troops who have come in to help the countries to fight insecurity to leave. And so there are also fears that when these French troops leave, they could align with Russia and the Wagner group, who we have seen have some sort of assistance in Mali in trying to fight insurgency in the country. But yes, there are French anti-French sentiments around the French West Africa colonies.